Hi guys, this is Sarah. Phase 3 again with dreams, and I'm sorry I'm on this lag. I'm waiting for people to reply, and then when I'm waiting for people to reply, I realize that a week's gone by and I'm not sending out the things. So it's a learning process for me just as much as it is you, and I'm trying to figure out the most efficient way to make this work. So I want to address a few questions. Firstly, I know that I had sent the links out to the video and radio shows that I had done on dreams. Dreams just being a succession of images, ideas, emotions, and sensations that occur during stages of sleep. But we've kind of briefly talked about in those radio shows the scientific study of dreams, rapid eye movement, when and how they occur. But some of the questions that were sent back through the emails were kind of repetitive on those things, and I want to kind of mention to you what I think and how this is important for you as a phase 3 about dreams to learn about yourself. Firstly, are you having rapid eye movement sleep? You may or may not have access to an EEG. So if you have a spouse or a partner or someone who's able to watch you sleep, typically you go through an REM cycle. They usually last between 1 and 20 minutes. And you cycle through them anywhere from 3 to 7 times a night, depending on you and your mind. It's really, really individualized on the person. If you're a very light sleeper, you may not be getting into REM sleep, in which case, here in a few weeks we're going to be doing binaural beats. It's something that I recommend trying. But if you have a smartphone, you have the ability to download the free app called Lightning Bug. It's something I recommend trying with white noise, brown noise, or just any kind of a background noise that might help you to get into a deeper state of sleep so that you can reach REM or rapid eye movement sleep, because that's when you're going to really have the best brain activity, and that's usually where dreams occur. So if you're struggling to remember your dreams, maybe you're just not having REM sleep. So ask your partner or if anyone's around you while you're sleeping to see if your eyes are doing they call it rapid eye movement because your eyes will typically flutter while you're in the dream state or experiencing dream phenomenon. And usually that's because you're having this barrage of sensations, environmental sounds, things like that. That will be incorporated into your dreaming. And so that's one of the things I wanted to ask. I had reached out to you to see, how frequently do you dream? Do you remember your dreams? And I had asked for you all to start a dream journal, which is really all about the mental intuition and the mental intentions of putting into place, yes, I want to remember my dreams. Subconscious, unconscious, self, mindfully I'm telling you, verbally I'm saying I want to remember my dreams. And so you make that a part of your nightly routine. And having the dream journal near you means that when you wake up, you try not to move, because usually we have a memory based on the position of our body. So you just want to wake up, and while you're in that hypnagogic phase, that moment between sleep and awake, try and remember. And you can even say, remember. I want to remember my dreams. You might seem kind of silly talking to yourself, but it's not, I promise. And just saying it is putting into action the doing of it. So if you have any dreams, whether they're bits and pieces, you're not quite sure whether they're reoccurring, depending on how you felt about those radio shows on some of the really cool statistics on, do you dream in color, do you dream in black and white, when are you dreaming, what are the emotions, what are the typical emotions that you experience in your dreams. The dream culture is huge. Religious cultures, everything from Egyptian to Christian to Chinese cultures, almost every almost every human culture since the beginning of time has incorporated dreams, whether or not they believe in astral travel or that dreams are another dimension, or the dream psychology of Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud, that it may or may not just be something that our unconscious or our subconscious is doing while we are asleep. But what's really interesting is that a lot of psychics who are practicing psychics, professional psychics, working psychics, mystics, shamans, medicine men, spiritual leaders, they frequently talk about the link between their intuition and their dreams, the ability to interpret their dreams, the ability to recollect and recall their dreams. Whether or not you have lucid dreaming, having the ability to be aware that you're dreaming while you're dreaming, and you go, ooh, this is fun, I want to go here, I want to turn there. It's almost like playing a live action role play video game where you are behind the scenes with the controller, and you can't necessarily control the world that you're in, but you can control what you're doing. And so if you're someone who is already experiencing lucid dreaming, then that's a pretty good indicator that you dream frequently and that dreams can be very useful in your waking state, and that it's a part of how your intuition is speaking to you. Sorry, my little guy's here next to me. Now, I have often said that there were certain types of dreams. It's largely based on Sigmund Freud and Robert Hall, that there are reoccurring, precognitive, and symbolic, and defrag. Those are 4 different types of dreaming. So reoccurring being the kind that's repetitive, it's very stimulus driven. It could be instigated by stress. It could be instigated through a traumatic trigger. It could be the reoccurring dream you have every time you go back home to a parent's house, or if you're finding yourself in a childhood location. Reoccurring dreams are usually paralleled symptoms of alien abduction or post-traumatic stress disorder or previously abused individuals. Reoccurring dreams are very individualized, subjective, and unique to each person. Precognitive dreams being those that are dreams we have that we're having the dream. It may not make a lot of sense to us, but it seems very real. It's not like we're riding a tornado, in Jamaica with a pet cow. A precognitive dream might be just going to the coffee shop and talking to someone, and we don't know who they are, but we're having a brief conversation, and then we look over our shoulder and we see that banana nut bread is on sale. It doesn't seem to be very important, but the precognitive factor comes in 6 months later, 5 weeks later, 2 hours later. Again, very subjective on when it comes to fruition, but that it be precognitive because you experience deja vu, that you're awake, you're now functioning, you're out getting your coffee, you turn and you talk to the person behind you in line, things start to feel similar to you. You look over their shoulder and you see banana bread is on sale, and suddenly you get that, whoa, I've been here before. You get that deja vu feeling, and you now, through hindsight, realize that that dream was precognitive, which is why it's important to write your dreams down. As silly as they might seem, the banana nut bread being on sale for $2, if you write it down and then go back and you go, oh my God, I was right. The validation you get from yourself is the most powerful tool in the growth of intuition that there is. You don't have a psychic telling you something. You don't have some Cleo, telling you something. You have yourself experiencing firsthand the validation and accuracy of your own intuition. And that's huge, because just that boost of confidence, tenfold, you will find that your intuition and dreams become more clear and more useful to you. The third type of dream was symbolic. Symbolic dreams are usually where individuals are reaching out for help on dream interpretation. They're having, an array of books or Google searches or putting it out on their Facebook. What does this dream mean? For me, for example, I have a dream a lot of times that I'm flossing my teeth, and I go to pull the floss out, and I'm choking on the floss, and I'm pulling the floss out, and it's stuck in my throat, and I keep pulling and pulling and pulling, and then I look down and I'm actually pulling like a leech or a snake out of my throat. Then I start to have a fear response. I start to choke and start to struggle to breathe, and then I wake up and I'm very fearful. Not only is it a reoccurring dream, but it's very symbolic as well. And it's symbolic in a way that symbolic dreams are a struggle because they're very, very, very unique to each individual. Hold on, please. Can you give me 1 second? Because a leech may not scare someone. Look, it's you. They might remember that fondly from a fishing trip, where leeches, for me, are terrifying. I have a fear of parasites. Public speaking might be coming up in my life, and that might be symbolic to a relative moment in time. Yep, that's Mama. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
Declan.
Declan. What's your last name?
Declan.
Soderlund. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm almost done. But the symbolic dreams are important because you write down the reoccurring themes. You might write down floss, teeth, leech, or snake, or throat. It may not make sense, so you may not be able to remember or recall the storyline. There may not seem to be a time frame of what was happening or eyes in a way. Sorry, my son's pressing the mute button. I don't know if you heard me there. Okay, get down and go play with your brother. Go get me Chewbacca. Where's Chewbacca at? Oh, go get him. Go find him. Go find him. He's not gone. Go find him and put these where they go, please. Put those where they go. Park them by your window, please. Sorry about that. This is why I'm struggling to get videos done. But the symbolic nature of the dream, it might be a fire truck, it might be an old oak tree, it might be a clock. But as you write them down, you'll notice that you see certain symbols before certain life events. You start to have certain symbology striking itself before a new relationship or before a job change. And you might go, ooh, so the oak tree. You can look it up in every book, and in every culture it'll be different. There might be similar themes, though, which is kind of unique. Owls have unique themes. Black cats have unique themes. Try not to look any of it up. My sister and I always, when we do dream interpretation workshops, talk about the importance of your own subconscious. It's a language only for you to know, and it's encrypted just for you. And so write down these images, these symbols, and just talk to yourself out loud. Do dissociative writing. Tree. What does a tree mean? Do you associate that with family tree? Maybe it's family. Do you associate that with fruit? Maybe it's about working and the fruits of your labor. Is a tree something you're terrified of because it makes you think of a box elder bug attack when you were 7? And, you know, it's very stressful. What does a tree mean to you? So when you have those symbolic dreams, you know that it's your subconscious or your unconscious telling you, listen, hey you, this is just for you, listen. And it's giving you information, it's giving you advice, but it's doing it in your language. So you have to take the time to have this discussion with yourself and figure out what your own symbols are. If you get to the point that you're frustrated, take a step back and create the symbol. Because you can be the listener and the speaker. It's not always the dream coming to you. You can go to the dream. You can start the lucid dreaming phase by saying, you know what? I always see the raven and I'm not sure what the hell that means. So what it does mean is this. When I see a raven, this is what it means. When I see a red cardinal, it means my grandfather who passed away. That's something I remember with him. It's instantly what I think of. It's that impulsive thought that comes to mind. That's what that image means. Write it down. This is my dream book. This is my dream definition, and the red cardinal means this. And when you establish that, you have established that your unconscious mind, when you're dreaming, will give you those symbols. It's a conversation you're having with yourself. And you have the power of input. So, give that a thought. And then the fourth one is what I call the defrag. It's things that don't necessarily make a lot of sense. Maybe it's the ambulance going down the road and you wake up thinking, oh shoot, I hope I'm not going to be going to the hospital soon, but your alarm clock is going off. So it's incorporating sensory impressions from the environment around you. It could be, you know, you're having dreams about office space and you just really hate your job. And so you're seeing these horrible, stressful things that it's just your body's way, your mind's way of getting rid of all the things that, you know, you don't want to project throughout the day. You don't want to be screaming at your spouse or your children. So you have some stressful things in your dreams, or you have some crap, you know, just get cycled through, and that glucose system is happening, everything's happening in your body, it's doing all the cleansing and detoxing, and your mind is doing that too with some of the extra stuff. So I just call it a defrag, like you would do with your computer. So I want to throw this out there for you. I'm going to be sending out an email that's going to be highlighting some things that you can take, whether it be 2 milligrams of melatonin, which you can find at any drugstore or Target. You can also try lavender tea, chamomile teas. You can try warm substances at night, calming things. You can try the white noise, the lightning bug app, You can put a bay leaf under your pillow. I'm going to send out an email of a bunch of superstitions, holistic methods, as well as medical interventions that you can try and do to help you get better sleep, to initiate the REM sleep. And then I want to continue to ask you, seriously, as silly as it might sound, to keep that dream journal. Write down whatever you can, because starting probably this Friday, I'm going to work on that survey. I have finished up what I want to do, and we're going to be learning about your dreams. We're going to be doing some of our own dream interpretation and taking it a little bit, a few steps further into breaking into the powers of the mind with binaural beats and some other really fantastic things. So until then, guys, I hope that you will continue to send me your feedback, your little nooks and crannies of the mind and dreams, and send me any questions that you might have via email. All right.